What I learned, and I think this works in business, but more so, I think it helps for our personal lives, all of our personal relationships, is just taking ownership. When you take 100% responsibility for whatever it is that you did in that situation, you have a 100% chance of learning and growing, becoming better. When you work on yourself by taking ownership of it, and you're becoming a better human being, when you take that opportunity to grow from mistakes by taking ownership, everything changes. You just start making it a practice of whatever the problem is, it becomes your fault, right? If you're in an argument with your wife and you know that at some level you're both wrong, well, there's multiple ways to approach this. And I made a mistake in trying to argue for a lot of years and saying, oh, I'm right. Yeah, okay, I messed this up, but you messed up too, and whatever. And ultimately, that's just an argument and you don't get anywhere. What I learned, and I think this works in business, but more so, I think it helps for our personal lives, all of our personal relationships, and how we deal with ourselves, not even the outside world or any of our relationships, is just taking ownership. So in that same conversation with your wife, yes, you know that it could be 90% or 10% of your fault or her fault. It doesn't matter. When you take 100% responsibility for whatever it is that you did in that situation, you have a 100% chance of learning and growing and becoming better. And when you start to do that, everything that happens to you that is negative becomes a learning experience and you grow from it. And when you grow as an individual, everything around you is going to change and move off of that. Jim Rohn used to say, if you want to improve your job and your life, work twice as hard on you as you do your job. And when we do that, that has never been a truer statement. When you work on yourself by taking ownership of it and finding a way in that relationship with you and your wife and take whatever percentage of that argument was your fault and improve from it. Stop pointing at her and just say, all right, I'm going to start taking the trash out without having to be asked. I seen it full. I didn't do it. I'm just going to take the trash out and do my thing. That's your responsibility. Now, all of a sudden, you're being more aware in the house. You're being more present. You're paying attention to whatever that problem is, and you're becoming a better human being. And I think that's how we move forward. And when you start to make those changes, you have a perspective change and life starts to shift because you start to view the world as different and you as an evolving human. And when we go into a situation and we act like we know everything, you're set up for failure right out the gate. But when you go into a situation knowing that every opportunity, every failure is an opportunity for another lesson, now all of a sudden you're looking for another failure. It doesn't feel like a punch in the stomach when you fail. It's like, okay, good. I get to get better again. I've been doing this for the last 3 years and I'm way better than I was 3 years ago. It starts to build confidence, and confidence that when I take ownership, I get better. And if you do this for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, you won't even be the same person that you were. But if we just constantly say it's everybody else's fault, we point to everyone else outside circumstances, we stay the exact same person we are today for the rest of our lives. And that's what's going to keep you stuck. When you take that opportunity to grow from mistakes by taking ownership, everything changes.